that was like, okay, like when things come up, like say if you find out that there's people from ISIS that are using Twitter and they're using Twitter and posting things, like what is the conversation? Like what do we do about this? Do we leave this up? Do we recognize this as free speech? Do we only take it down if they're calling for murder or hate speech? Like how do you handle that?
Well, it evolves. I mean, because like we first saw ISIS when the world saw ISIS, and we needed to change our policy to deal with it.
What was the initial reaction to it? So once you realized that people from ISIS were making Twitter accounts and they were trying to recruit people and doing all these things, what was the thought process?
Oh, it was a question like, what are we going to do about this?
Yeah.
We haven't experienced this before. We need to.
Nobody has. I mean, you're essentially pioneers.
No, yeah, but there are people who have experienced in different forms, in different mediums. So we reach out to our government partners, for instance, or law enforcement partners. We reach out to our peer companies to ask if they're seeing the same things that we're seeing. We have a bunch of civil societies that we talk to get their take on it as well, and we try to balance that across various spectrums, whether it be more organizations that are more focused on preventing online harassment, all the way to the ACLU and the EFF who are protecting the First Amendment online. So we try to get as many perspectives as possible, take that, and then make some informed decisions, but also realize that we're probably going to make some mistakes along the way, and all we can do to correct some of that is just be open about where we are. And that's probably where we failed the most in the past, is we just haven't been open about our thinking process, what led to particular decisions, how our terms of service evolve. The terms of service as an area in our industry is just, it's a mess. No one reads them. You
Right.
sign up for these services and you quickly hit accept.
Yeah.
And we expect people to read these rules of the road, but they haven't read them. And
have you ever read them?
I have read them.
You've read your own.
Them.
Have you ever read Facebook's?
I haven't read Facebook's.
Yeah.
I'm not on Facebook.
You're not on it?
I'm not on
Wow.
Facebook.
Fuck
No.
Facebook, right? No, just kidding. What about Instagram? You ever read theirs?
I was in the first 10 users of Instagram.
Really?
Kevin was an intern. Kevin Systrom was an intern at Odeo, and I was one of the first investors of Instagram and loved the service. I don't think I've ever read their terms of service.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even you.
Even me. But I read ours, and one of the things I noticed right away is you read our terms of service, and one of the first things that we put at the top of the page was copyright and intellectual property protections. You go down, you scroll down, you see everything about violent threats and abuse and harassment and safety. And it's not that the company intended for that to be the order. We just added things going on. But even a read of that puts forth our point of view. Like we're actually putting copyright infringement above the safety, the physical
Right.
safety of someone. So we need to relook at some of these things and how they've evolved and how they reacted. And
But is it above just because it's listed second? I mean, they're essentially all on the same one sheet.
they're on the one sheet.
When you bring it up, when you discuss it first, is that really critical? They're all part of the terms of service.
Yeah, but I think that ordering matters. Like what do we consider to be most important?
Right.
And we have to consider physical safety to be the one thing that we protect
Right.
the most. And
So physical threats,
doxing, anything that impinges on someone's physical safety. This is an area where I don't think technology and services like ours have focused on enough. We haven't focused on the off-platform ramifications of what happens online.
So what do you do? Like,